The laugh came sharp and careless, cutting through the quiet daytime cafe like a dropped glass. It wasn't cruel at first glance, just the confident, dismissive sound of a man who believed the world always made sense to him. The billionaire barely looked up from his tablet when the young waitress answered a ringing phone in fluent Mandarin, sunlight spilling through the cafe windows and catching dust in the air. To him, it was an amusing mistake, a small performance from someone he assumed was pretending to be more than she was. But then she calmly said 3 words into the phone, and in that instant, the room, the air, and his entire certainty began to crack. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and hidden strength in ordinary people, take a moment right now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, Grandma's Book. Your support helps these stories reach hearts that need them. The cafe sat on a busy daytime street, filled with office workers, tourists, and the hum of life moving forward. Sunlight reflected off glass doors and polished tables, and the smell of fresh bread lingered softly. The waitress, named Lian Mei, moved between tables with practiced calm. She wore a simple uniform, her hair neatly tied back, her face composed but tired in a way that came from responsibility rather than laziness. She worked double shifts, not for dreams of luxury, but for survival. Her mother lay sick in a small rented room across town, and every shift meant medicine, rent, and hope stretched just one more day. At the corner table sat Victor Hale, a self-made billionaire known for buying companies before lunch and firing executives before dinner. He was in town for a high-level deal and had chosen the cafe because it was quiet, efficient, and forgettable. People like Lian Mei blended into the background of his life, existing only to refill cups and clear plates. When her phone rang behind the counter, he noticed only because she answered it in Mandarin, her voice steady and respectful. The sound of the language struck him as out of place, almost amusing, and that was when he laughed, lightly at first, confident that the world was exactly as he believed it to be. Lian Mei didn't react to the laugh. She listened carefully, her posture changing almost imperceptibly, shoulders tightening as the call continued. The words coming through the phone were not casual. They carried weight, urgency, and risk. Years earlier, before life narrowed her path into survival mode, she had studied international finance and languages, not for prestige but because she believed knowledge could protect people. Those dreams had been interrupted by illness, debt, and the quiet collapse that happens when responsibility arrives too early. Still, the skills never left her. As Victor continued scanning numbers on his screen, the cafe seemed unchanged, yet something invisible was shifting. Lian Mei spoke 3 clear words into the phone, firm and unmistakable, words that carried authority and warning. She said that the transfer was compromised. They were not loud. They were not dramatic. But they landed with the force of truth. Victor froze. His smile faded. The tablet slipped slightly in his hands as recognition struck him too fast to deny. Those were the exact words his overseas partners had agreed would signal a breach if spoken by the right person. He looked up then, really looked at her for the first time. Not as a waitress, not as background, but as a presence. The daylight pouring through the windows now felt harsh, exposing his mistake. Panic crept in quietly. His deal, worth millions, maybe more, was unraveling in real time. And the person who caught it wasn't his legal team, his analysts, or his executives. It was the woman he had laughed at. The cafe held its breath as Lian Mei finished the call and returned to her work, her face calm but her hands trembling slightly. Years of being overlooked had taught her to stay composed, even when her heart raced. Victor's world, built on control and certainty, suddenly felt fragile. He realized how close he had been to disaster, how easily arrogance had blinded him. More than that, he felt something unfamiliar rising in his chest, shame. As the afternoon light shifted and shadows moved across the floor, Victor requested to speak with her. Not as a demand, but as a request. The power balance had changed. He learned about her past, her education, and the life that had forced her into silence. He learned about her mother, the sacrifices, and the way talent often goes unseen when survival takes priority. Each detail chipped away at the version of the world he thought he understood. By the time he left the cafe, the deal was saved, but something else had been rewritten. He didn't offer charity or pity. He offered opportunity, mentorship, and respect. Lian Mei didn't accept immediately. Trust, like healing, takes time. But a door had opened, not just for her, but for him. The billionaire who once laughed walked out quieter, humbled by 3 words spoken in daylight by someone he had almost dismissed.